The moment of truth, guys. Will my startup tune start my car, or is this thing gonna buck, snort, and smoke? Let's find out. Thanks for joining me on the channel again today. This is Jared and this is RedRacer Video. This is a channel about car stuff. I'm a car guy. I'm now almost a tuner, kind of, sort of. Always been a car guy. We do a lot of fun stuff around here. I'm sitting in my twin turbo 1SS Camaro. She's pretty burly. She's put a whole bunch of power to the ground now, and I am taking over tuning duty. So today's video, like I mentioned, is me learning how to tune. So if any of this stuff sounds like something might be your cup of tea, please, guys, like, subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell next to subscribe so you get notified when we have new videos. But without further ado, we're going to jump right into it. Real quick, I'm going to give you guys a backstory. I don't want to bore you to death with the details. I haven't made a video for a couple weeks. You can hear my voice. I've been sick. I've had a lot going on. I'm trying to learn how to tune this car. I kind of didn't want to just have videos of me staring at a computer, dumbing my way through it. But I'll give you guys a real quick backstory. I did get the stock tune file from Jordan at JDP on the car, and I started working off of that tune. Got it all adjusted, made all the changes that the tuning school material tells you to make. I then went and sat down in the car. Actually, sorry, back up. I got all the way through all of that, and then I remembered that we had changed to LT4 injectors from the LT1 injectors. So I had to go in and change some fueling stuff. I got to a table inside the fueling system, and there was a table inside, one table out of all these multiple tables in the fueling system that was different. And the only thing that was different was the little multipliers on the column. Being a total tuning noob, like I mentioned, I didn't know how to change those modifiers. I didn't know how to change those column values. So I didn't know if there was something else I had to do. Kind of walked away from it at the time. I was a little frustrated, walked away, didn't want to look at it anymore. A couple days go by, the weekend's Father's Day, spent time with family, things like that. Now I'm back at it today. So today I go in there, I actually found the way to correct the thing that I needed to correct. So dummied my way through that, found out what the table was, and then I went to go write the tune in the car. So I'm out here, I'm all excited, the camera's rolling. I already did an intro for this video one time. I go and I get ready to write it up, and when I go to hit write, it brings up 3 different modules usually. Well, I noticed it only brought up 2 modules. It was only trying to write the ECM and the TCM, and it wasn't writing to the fuel system control module, or the FSCM. I don't even know if that's what it stands for, fuel system control module, but the FSCM. But because I had written enough tunes into the car at this point from other tuners, I knew that I should have seen 3 modules. Couldn't figure that out. Sent a support ticket to the tuning school. They actually got back to me, have been going back and forth with me. I'm confident they would have figured it out at some point, but even they didn't know what was going on. They're like, man, that's weird. Are you sure you've got it licensed? I went and double-checked my licenses. Yes, I've got that module licensed on my cable, so I've already paid for the credits. It should work. For all intents and purposes, everything should have been going. So anyways, the gentleman, Garrett, at the tuning school is like, hey, I'll get back to you. In the meantime, I called Dave Steck, called Dave Steck Tuning, or DSX Tuning. Spoke with Matt down there. Matt was kind of trying to walk me through, and he's like, man, that doesn't make sense. The only reason it wouldn't write to it is if you hadn't licensed your cable to that module yet. So kind of the same answer, which we know I had done, or I know I had done. So I'm like ready to lose my mind at this point again. I'm just like, man, every time I turn around, there's a new obstacle with this stuff. So to the tuners out there that may or may not have been offended by some of my previous videos, I do apologize a little bit. And I have a new appreciation of what you guys go through. Definitely a lot goes on with this stuff. So for what that's worth, not that I ever didn't appreciate you guys, but I definitely appreciate you a little more now. So anyway, back to what I was doing. I'm waiting for an email back from tuning school, kind of just dumbing my way, thumbing my way through it, and I got this idea. I thought to myself, actually what happened was I Googled some stuff, and I saw somebody talking on Google, or somewhere on the Camaro forums, I think it was, about how the exhaust valves have to be activated through the FSCM. I started thinking, and I thought, you know what? In the beginning, the stock tune that Jordan pulled out of my car, I don't think he pulled out the FSCM, because I don't think, at least in the beginning, we didn't think we were going to have to do stuff with that. I was thinking, man, I bet you Jordan sent me the stock tune file he originally pulled, and when he originally pulled it, he didn't read the FSCM. Being a total noob to tuning, I didn't think that was going to be the case. I really didn't, but I was sick of sitting there waiting for people. I didn't want to wait on answers. I kind of wanted to just figure it out. So I came back out, loaded the stock tune back into the car that Jordan had given me so that I knew the stock tune was back in it, turned the car off, opened the door, closed the door, go power it back on, re-pull the tune. Well, this time when I re-pull the tune, I make sure that I also pull the FSCM module, thinking that maybe would be the fix. But I was thinking maybe he didn't pull it out when he first pulled it out. And I will be dipped, but I was right. I totally lucked out, and that was the right guess. So I re-pulled the tune, opened up the file, just went and clicked write on the file, even though I wasn't ready to write or anything. And when I clicked write that time, it had all 3 modules. So at that point, I was not going to lie, I was pretty proud of myself. So a little pat on my back, a little pat on the back for myself there. I'm pretty proud of myself for figuring that out. But after I knew I had that, I went back through, was able to go and make the changes again that the tuning school has told me for getting the car to start up. So that's the backstory. Trying not to bore you guys. I know that got a little bit long, my backstory, but today you guys are going to watch me load the startup tune in. They're not watching me load it. That's boring. I've already made videos about that. But I'm going to plug in, I'm going to load in my startup tune, and then we're going to just try to start the car and see what happens. It may start up and may run okay. It may start up and run like dog meat, and then it's back to the table of adjusting stuff and getting things where they need to be. As far as the steps the tuning school likes you to do, they want you to go through the startup steps, start the car, see if it runs good. If it doesn't, make corrections there, and then proceed. So right now, it's all we're trying to do is to make sure the car starts good, and then after that, we'll go back in, and then the real work starts. So this is kind of the easy part. So I get excited about having completed the easy part, but I mean, you got to celebrate the victories too, right? So this is a victory for me. So without further ado, I'm going to plug in, and we'll see how good or poorly this vehicle starts. So wish me luck. All right, we're plugged in. I apologize for all the sniffing. There's nothing I can do about it. Man, fingers crossed. Here we go. Right vehicle. All 3 modules are there. Yes. One more side note. The FSCM is brickable. I don't even know what brickable means, but I've been told by a couple of different people, if you don't have to keep rewriting that module, don't. So once I get the accurate information in here, and I know that the data that I have in there now is accurate, I've basically mirrored a couple of different people's tunes now. The 2 people that I used their tunes to kind of base this or to double check my work on, they both have the exact same information in the fueling tables. So I'm assuming they're just copying over LT4 fueling information. Either that or there's, by some random crazy chance, they both do the exact same stuff. I don't think that's the case. So I'm going to write the FSCM today here right now, but then in tunes that will follow, we won't continue to write that module. It'll already be written, the data will already be there, and we'll just have to write the 2 modules. So write completed, close. Okay, now you want to power off. You want to open the door, close the door, like that squeaky door. Good job, Chevy. Now we're going to wait 20 or 30 seconds, and then I'm going to try to fire this thing up. And we're going to see how terrible it is. Man, I'm nervous. Excited and nervous. Excited and nervous. I always key on. I don't know why, just before I start it. The moment of truth, guys. Will my startup tune start my car, or is this thing going to buck, snort, and smoke? Let's find out. Well, there's your answer. Dang it! Started for a second, but then it didn't want to run after that. Now the car starts and runs like a champ. But I do have a check engine light. I'm gonna call that a success, except for the check engine light part. All right, so as you guys heard, the first startup, it started okay, kind of sputtered, ended up shutting down, and then I started it one more time, it turned right back on, it ran great. Took it a second for air fuel to kind of level out to where it needs to be. But once everything came online, it was right at where it wanted to be air fuel wise. I was floating right around 14.7, just barely above and just barely below. Everything seemed to be working really good. But I do have a check engine light, and I don't know what that means. So back to the drawing board of that part of it. But without making this video too long, I just want to make this video about the fact that we are loading a tune-in, first starting up the car, keep you guys in the loop. I know I didn't make a video last week. Illness and busyness and kind of trying to work some stuff out on the car right now at present. So I'm trying to be careful about what I say on camera. So for those reasons, we kind of just decided last week we weren't going to put up a video, but the plan going forward is to have multiple videos a week, and once this car is up and tuned and running and banging, I think it'll be a lot easier to do that for you guys. But yeah, that was today's video. RedRacer tuning is official, and it started with my 2016 1SS twin turbo Camaro Lola, so it's now running on my startup tune. I got a long way to go. Like I said, guys, this is just the beginning. I have not even begun to finish through the process. There's a lot more that needs to be done. But the car runs, and it runs on a tune written by Jared Royce of RedRacer Video, or RedRacer Tuning. So I'm excited. I'm really excited. I hope you guys like that video. Please, guys, if you like what you saw here today, hit the like button. If you don't like what you saw here today, hit the like button anyway, and go down and tell me in the comments what I could have done different. I'm kind of just trying to show you guys the process of me dummying my way through this and figuring out how to become a tuner. I didn't want to learn this all and then be like, oh, look, I know how to do it. I kind of wanted to bring you guys along the way. There's going to be plenty of videos where I look like an idiot, and I'm well aware of that, and that's fine with me. It wouldn't be the first time or the last time. So you guys are going to watch me learn this. I hope you guys come back for more of these videos. Thanks for hanging out with me. Like I said, like, subscribe, tell your friends, and I will catch you guys in the next RedRacer video. Thanks so much for riding, guys.